Hello everybody, in this video we are going to repair a 3M PAR G5 headset pod. This is how they look like, headset pod. And if you notice right here, let me show you. The problem with these, it's a common problem by the way. You see how they're supposed to be like 4 connectors in this little connector, 4 pins in the connector. Some of them break, like in this one, as you can see, 2 of them they have broken off and there's only 2 left. We have to replace this. They are sold like this, individually wrapped, and each one costs like 20 bucks. They're not cheap. They're like $20 a piece, unless you buy like 100 where it drops to lower prices, but they're expensive. So now let's start replacing this and let's learn how to do it. Alright, so in order to open this, what I need is a star-shaped screwdriver with the size of T5 X40 267. That's the one we need. Okay, so in order to get to this connector and desolder it and solder the replacement, we have to open 7 screws. Now you're probably gonna say, I only see 5 screws, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is correct. You only see 5 screws because the other 2 is underneath this sticker. See, you remove the sticker and voila, we got 2 more screws. So you have to open all 7 of these screws. Alright, let's get started. I recommend WeHot tools. It's made in Germany, very good quality, but you can get cheaper versions that you can buy from 99-cent stores. The problem with the cheaper screwdrivers is that if it strips any of the screws, the screw strip means like the screwdriver rotates without rotating the screw, and then the head of the screw becomes damaged and it doesn't have a good grip anymore because it becomes stripped. That is very, very bad. If that happens, and if it's a bigger screw, you can cut it with other tools. But something this delicate, I wouldn't risk it to use cheaper screwdrivers. So I recommend getting the best quality, and this is why I don't rely on anything but the best, which in this case happens to be WeHot tools. Alright, so once all the screws are out, this should come off very easily, but don't rush it and remove it rapidly because there's a plug that you need to disconnect. And in order to disconnect this plug, it's the best way to do it is to use a little needle and slide it instead of pulling it from the cable, because the cable will disconnect. It will break, is what I'm saying. Let me show you. So I'm going to let the camera focus. Okay, so pay attention, because do you see right here that there's a little box? That box is for a tool to slide the connector out. There it is. So that connector is out. This is the connector that we need to remove and replace with a good one. Now if you notice, let me remove these. If you notice right here, this whole plastic housing is also coming apart. So it's very easy to remove when the plastic is broken because the plastic is coming apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this one too, so I can take my board out. So the board is out now. This is the actual board, the back. These are the antennas, the front. Okay, so this is the one we want to remove. Let me go from different angles so you can see better. Let's see if we can get a better shot here. That's not a good shot. This is a much better shot. So what I need to do is I need to open this kind of take apart the plastic piece so I can desolder the pins one by one, because heating all 4 of them at once is not easy. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take apart the plastic part, because the plastic part is already broken. There's no use. Okay, so now I'm going to slide it. Be very careful, because every component is very fragile here, so you don't want to bring too much pressure on it. Okay, now it's time to use this NC 191 30cc. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be 30cc, any size, but cc is the measurement of liquid's volume. So let's warm this up and desolder this. Okay, the second one, I'm desoldering the pins, just so you know what I'm doing. The third one and the fourth one. So by breaking this apart, by breaking this plastic apart, I was able to individually desolder these little pins, because it's very hard to desolder them all at once and without overheating the board. So the board is not overheated, and yeah, it's very nice. So I finally managed to align it correctly with a little square box. Now what I do is I solder one pin at a time, not all at once, one pin at a time. This way I can do fine alignment. Basically I can move it around and do fine alignment. So now notice how it's fine aligned. To be on the safe side, you can also put this here and make sure it's in the right spot. No, that's not, it's still, well, I guess I could say it's good. Yeah, I could say it's good, because you see this whole box, you see this whole box has to enter this right here. It has to enter this, and if it doesn't enter, then it's not going to be aligned. So I think I'm still off a little bit. Let me see. No, I guess it's good. I'm good. That's good enough. Alright, so now I'm going to solder the rest. But you could see, like, all around it, make sure it's centered and everything. Now we're going to do a couple of more solder joints. Make sure the tip of your soldering iron is clean. Make sure you don't have solder bridge. Solder bridge means shortage between the two pins with solder. That's called solder bridge. Okay, it looks good to me. There aren't any solder bridges. And I guess now I can put it back together. Let's go back to the top camera so it could show you that there aren't any solder bridges. It's centered, like, you know, all around. It's very nicely centered. Alright, zoom out a little bit. And it's time to put it back together. When you're reseating this, like putting it back, be very careful because there's a little connector. Let me zoom in again. Time to zoom in again. You see this connector right here? This connector must enter these right here. And it's not easy. You have to like be very, very accurate. And the guide is that if you look at these pins right here, this and this plastic pins, they must enter these holes, and that's how you know that they're aligned. So it's pretty delicate. Okay, so now if you notice, these pins came out perfectly fine, so that means the plug went correctly. Okay, now we need a tweezer to put the cables back. Remember, when you're putting back the cable, it goes this way, and it does not go this way where you could see the cables. You could see the red cable. This is wrong. This is the correct way it goes. It goes in this way. And once it's aligned, let me get the tweezers again. Once it is aligned, you push it in like this and make sure it's seated. And of course, you have to kind of guide the cable on the side so it doesn't cause any problems. And now what do we need to do? We need to put this guy back in, but before we put this back in, we have to plug this little cable. Alright, same thing with this. You have to be very gentle. It's extremely fragile, and it goes in. Let's see, it goes in this way. See that? Like that. Now we can put the cover back in place and put the screws back in. So let's put the screws back in. Let me zoom out a little bit. Like that. Just to be sure, before I put all the screws, I'm going to make sure this powers up with a battery. And there it is. It powers on, so we're good. Do not over tight the screws, because if you over tight, you will strip the screws, or the threadings inside, you will strip those. Okay, so everything looks good. Now I'm going to try this here. Zoom out, further out, and I'm gonna put the battery. Okay, we're waiting for the registration. It needs to register. My base station is already in the registration mode, so. Okay, it's ready. Hello, 1, 2. Hello, 1, 2. So, it's working good. That's very good. It's working. We are in business. Alright. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe.